Running 375,000 head of cattle on 5.8 million hectares of prime breeding and grazing land, CPC is Australia's largest privately owned cattle business. The fundamentals that had attracted Terra Firma to CPC in 2009 are even more persuasive today. Australian cattle's disease-free record and its reputation for quality and best practice, along with growing demand in CPC's closest markets across Southeast Asia.
It's not just about China, it's about all of the rest of the growing Southeast Asian economies. Indonesia, the Philippines, Malaysia, they all have burgeoning middle classes, growing population and growing demand for beef. And as the only operator in Australia with operations offshore in the Southeast Asian markets, we're well placed to access that growing demand and maximise value.
At the same time, we're seeing the large beef producing herds such as the US and China actually be decreasing in size as they're being consumed. So we're seeing demand increase and supply decrease, and we're seeing prices lift considerably.
CPC has invested in major operational improvements to reduce mortality rates and increase branding numbers. It has also expanded operations, adding 6 properties to the portfolio. The latest of these is Bunda, a 179,000 hectare breeding and growing station in the Northern Territory.
Bunda Station is next door to another station that we own called Kirkimbi. That aggregation of properties has allowed us to build a critical mass of a production of around about 30,000 head of cattle that will allow us to focus on the growing Asian markets through the Port of Darwin for both live cattle and boxed beef.
Developing this larger, more closely integrated portfolio of properties underpins Terra Firma's ongoing strategy to transform the business from a farm gate producer to a customer-focused supplier. It means CPC can respond more quickly to new business opportunities.
So we now operate 20 stations across the northern half of Australia, and that diversity of portfolio provides us with the flexibility both in terms of managing weather, but also in terms of turning our cattle either to the export market south of the Northern Territories or to the domestic markets more in Queensland, and we can move our cattle wherever we see the best opportunity for value. The next few years for CPC have a few key elements to our strategy. Firstly, we continue our level of operational improvement to get the best out of our existing assets, but also we need to make sure that we have access to those growing international prices. So you'll see over the next few years CPC continuing to increase its presence abroad. Similar to our JV in Indonesia, we're looking to replicate that business across a number of Southeast Asian economies and potentially getting close to the customer through having some sort of a customer-facing product, so that we can really capture the true value of the safe, clean, quality Australian beef.